There are a few crimes that really shake my core. The ones that always seem to just shake me the worst are ones in which the most vulnerable are that have been brutally victimized. All the pieces of these three victims to make an arrest. Today I share with you that we have arrested 29-year-old Kano Roan Demetrius Brown. His charges are sexual battery, aggravated battery, and kidnapping. Over the course of the last month, we've had a victim come forward with chilling, and I mean chilling details of her victimization. Detective Singley was able to go back and connect the dots to another victim of ours in 2019 in which the same MO was used, and through her and Dan's persistence they actually found another victim dating back to 2016 with the same MO, and all of these dots were connected to the arrest of Brown. Working together with the Fort Pierce Police Department, our agencies did a thorough investigation, and DNA evidence has confirmed that Kano Brown was the suspect in all three of these violent, very violent sexual batteries. Yesterday, Kano Brown was arrested in the 1900 block of South 26th Street and taken to the St. Lucie County Jail, where he was booked on 3 counts of sexual battery, 3 counts of kidnapping, and 1 count of aggravated battery. He went to bond hearing this morning. The judge denied him any bond. As part of this ongoing investigation, I want to ask the public's help. If anyone has been threatened, attacked, abused, or victimized by this individual, I want you to please call 462-3230. 462-3230, where you can talk to either one of these detectives or the Fort Pierce Police Department at 467-6800. 467-6800. To the victims that are out there that we don't know about, I extend my sympathy to you for what you've gone through, but please know we have every asset available here at the Sheriff's Office working on this case, and we are going to bring justice to each one of these victims. He cannot harm you anymore. He is behind bars, and that's the way I want it to be, for him to be behind bars, never being able to see the light of day. So with that, the 2 detectives have firsthand knowledge of this case. There are certain things they're not going to talk about. But again, 3 victims that have been connected through DNA to this suspect dating back all the way to 2016, 2019, and most recently 1 month ago. And he is in jail without bond, and that's the most important thing for potential victims in our community. And with that, any questions for our detectives?
I know you mentioned the general same MO for all 3. Can you elaborate a little bit more?
We cannot elaborate that, but it was the same MO, and all 3 victims were brutally victimized, and his DNA was with all 3 victims. I mean,
how'd you get him, Sheriff?
DNA. Come on up. Introduce yourself. Say it.
I'm Dan LaFleur. DNA is ultimately what led us to his identification.
Why so long for DNA? I mean, you had him 2016.
His DNA may or may not have been in the system then. Typically, it takes a while to come back. Plus, we got hit with that ransomware in December, if you guys remember. So, stumbling upon that stuff kind of made it elongated the investigation.
What was his reaction when you guys got him?
I'm sorry?
What was his reaction when you guys approached him?
I'm not going to comment on it. It's ongoing.
Was he surprised? Was he?
Emotionless. I'll say emotionless. And I'll just leave it there.
Where'd you guys find him?
His house. He was at home. I don't have the address in front of me, but he was at home.
Fort Pierce?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Fort Pierce.
Were all of his victims, I guess, taken or kidnapped from the same general area of Maryland? area?
They were all in Fort Pierce. I can't go into specific detail because it's a certain MO that he has that we need to contain so we can talk to these other victims that may or may not come forward.
All adult females?
Correct.
Can you say whether he preyed on them at their house or whether they were out and about in a
No,
park?
sir.
Or
I cannot say.
can you say where these incidents took place
Fort Pierce.
other than Fort Pierce?
All we know right now is Fort Pierce.
Why wouldn't the victims come forward, at the time if it was so sort of terrible, I guess?
Every victim's different. I really can't answer that to the extent of each individual.
Any drugs involved with how he did what he did, or?
I can't say.
Why do you think there may be more victims?
It's been the first case we have reported is 2016, and just over the course of time, there may or may not be, but we're reaching out to try to ascertain any other individuals that may have been involved. Anything else?
Was there area that he targeted?
He was in Fort Pierce, unincorporated, the city. We don't have any information of him going south or north of there. However, it's all open. That's why we're trying to just figure out, are these the only three or do we have more? And if we have more, we need to investigate that. That's why all this stuff's limited and we just can't say.
Is he married?
He's not, no.
Any kids?
He has a few kids that I'm aware of.
Like history?
Criminal history? Yes. Minor.
Can you say what that was?
I cannot. I can say that it's minor, but he does have a criminal history.
It's not like he's a sex offender? Or
No, sir, he's not a sex offender.
Just
Before
one.
Go ahead. Spell your name before you
Dan LaFleur, Lafleur.
Capital F?
No, sir.
And detective, right?
Yes, sir.
Just to answer Will's question, he asked why did not these victims come forward? They all came forward. We have 3 victims that came forward. One in 2016, one last year, and one just 1 month ago. The victim that came forward 1 month ago, which is Detective Singley's case, she was able to put this MO to the other 2 victims together, subsequently secure a search warrant for DNA, and that's how all of this came together.
So it's not like the ones in 2016 and 2019 didn't report?
No,
2019 did report.
2019 did report.
She was in the hospital for a week.
He was in the hospital for a week?
Yep.
After he did what he did?
Yep.
What about the one from 2019?
That was the one that was in the
She
hospital.
reported also, but she was not.
Oh, there was one 2016.
Oh, 2016, 2019, and most recently is Detective Singley's case, 2020.
So 2016 to 2019?
2020.
The 2016 victim also came forward to law enforcement?
Yes. Fort Pierce Police Department.
Okay, so it's not like you guys or law enforcement was unaware that these incidents occurred, I guess.
No, there were victims. They reported it, but after this most recent case, we were able to put the MO together to these 2 other cases.
All 3 victims that he attacked, that all of them brutally beaten.
There was violence in all 3 cases, yes.
And it's just
Every one of these victims experienced violence at the hands of this animal. This animal's in jail. What we're looking for is new victims that might be in our community that are afraid to come forward. We want them to come forward.